And that's how I met, Earl Simmons.
Oh, okay.
That's and I'm not even gonna touch the DMX thing. I'm not gonna touch that at all.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of him. I've got nothing bad to say, despite the 2 interviews that were done on BET and on VH1 that outright lied on me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, we talking about the dog?
Yeah. With VH1, where they lied and said I was the one that introduced him to crack cocaine. With VH1, where they lied and said I was the one that introduced him to crack cocaine.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight we're going to be talking about my previous video that I did on the DMX situation that ruffled a couple feathers and had a lot of people's panties in a bunch. Now, if you are a subscriber to mine or you have frequented my videos, you know that I show all sides of a story if I am presented the information, and I'm going to present to you alternative sides of a story and not just the side that is popular opinion and the side that people want to run with. Because as you guys know, when it comes to having blogs and certain things like that, some people run with a narrative. I like to run with the truth, and I like to show the facts on all sides, whether I am a fan or I like somebody or not. Okay, so boom. And I'm definitely doubling down on how I feel, and I said what I said. But first, let me get my little PSA out the way. You guys need to stop confusing worshiping somebody like a god and being a fan. Because I hold being a fan at the same level that I would hold a family member who I love, or a friend, or a partner, or whoever. I could love you, I could like you, and I could rock with you the hard way. But if you tell me a story and there is inconsistencies that another person that you're accusing points out, I'm going to consider your side and their side and form my opinion based on that. A lot of you guys idol worship celebrities. So in your eyes, what it means to be a fan, you think that means that you have to agree with everything that they say, you can never hold them accountable, and they are right in everything that they do. To be a fan, in my opinion, is to put them on the same level that you put the people that you know in real life. In real life, if my mama is wrong, I'm not going to agree with her just because she's my mama, and I'm not going to agree with my friends just because they're my friends, and I'm not going to agree with my cousins or my family members just because they're my cousins. And I love all of these people, and I actually, unlike these celebrities that y'all don't know in real life, I actually know these people in real life and love them actually. Y'all will listen to y'all friends tell you a story, and when they're wrong, you'll tell them that they're wrong, but then you'll legit get on this internet and windmill for somebody that you have facts that some parts of the story that they're telling or some of the information that's presented to you is not right, is not correct. And if it was your family member or your friend, you would tell them it's not right. But y'all think to be a fan, it means that you have to agree even when you know certain parts of it is not right. You just go with it anyway because you think, oh, well, if I go against the grain, or if I say, you're wrong here, you're wrong there, you think, oh, well, that means I'm not being a fan. That's false. I'm going to hold them to the same regard. I'm going to understand that there's 2 sides to a story, and I'm going to be fair. So just like I'm fair with my family and I'm hold them accountable, and if I feel like something is wrong, that's how I am as a fan to rappers who I've never met in real life. A lot of you guys idol worship, and you worship people like they are gods, and you think that they can never do wrong, they can always be right, and they can never be held accountable, and because you like them, you have to always side with them, and if you don't always side with them, that means that you don't like them, and that's false. And a lot of you think that when someone passes away, you have to make everything glittery, everything angelic, or, you're a wrong person. Like, if somebody passes away, not even speaking on DMX, but just generally speaking, people need to stop this whole when somebody passes away, we have to only We have to act like they were an angel when they were alive. We have to act like everything they did was perfect. We have to act like that is the most bogus BS. And this is coming from a person. I've lost so many people that was near and dear to me. I've lost so many loved ones, and I'm not about to do that for my loved ones. And I'm not about to do that for people that I don't know. And I'm not about to do that for celebrities. I don't like when I go to funerals of my family members who I actually love, I actually know in real life, and actually am very, very, very heartbroken about. I don't get up there and act like everything was perfect, peaches and roses. My family don't operate like that. And people need to stop acting like you have to create this whole new persona for somebody and never say like if they were wrong in something because they passed away. You can be a fan and hold them at the same level as you hold people in your real life, and you can idol worship. And you guys need to quit confusing the two, but we're going to get into this conversation right now. Now, before I hop on in and discuss this situation further, if you are new here and you don't know how it rolls over here, we are the Night Owls. My subscribers are the Night Owls, and you can hit the subscribe button to be a part of the party. Now, being in the part of the party, you have to be mature enough to understand that you're not always going to agree with me. I am a grown woman. I am an adult. I have my own mind. I think for myself, and we're not always going to agree. Okay, but I will bring you the information that is available on a various amount of topics, and you can discuss it in the comments. However, I'm just, I'm still gonna stand firm on how I feel. Okay, and that's just that. In addition to that, I still want you to be a part of the party, even though sometimes your feathers might be ruffled. It's okay. We're adults and we're night owls. Okay. Sometimes our feathers get ruffled. Okay. In addition to that, I have a website where I have outfits such as the one I have that I'm wearing now. This item is available on my website, www.neekatnight.com. It is a dress and a robe combo. I also have lingerie, adult toys, onesies, and some goodies to spice up your life with your mate, okay? And I will be, I'm going to be doing little videos to show off a lot more of my products so that you guys can see what I have and what it is. So visit my website, www.neekatnight.com, to get you a bar of what I got going on over there. Now, anyways, so let's get into this video. Okay, so as I stated in a previous video, there has been a lot of blame game going on in the passing of DMX. I held a live video when it was first announced that he passed, and immediately I had subscribers come on and they wanted to place the blame game and say, well, nobody helped him, or nobody did this, or nobody did that. And I immediately corrected them and told them, for one, like, you can't say what somebody did or did not do just because you didn't see it firsthand. But, we also did see Swiss Beats put him on Versus. We seen, him work with him in the studio and try to afford him opportunities. So we can't say what somebody did or did not do. When it comes to addiction, you have to be the person who is ready to get off of the drug or whatever it is, no matter how much people reach out, want to give you rehab, want to do for you. It's up to the individual to go through it and want to get off of that situation. So once people, stop playing the blame game on that situation, on whether somebody helped DMX or did not help him, or, this or that, then a video started to resurface of DMX speaking on how he got addicted to drugs, and him saying that somebody that he looked up to as an older brother had basically gave him a lace blunt and hooked him on drugs. Now, the video is very emotional, and me as a DMX fan, it's very emotional and sad the way that he shares his emotions and the way that he talks about the situation and things like that. And it has moved a lot of people, and from that, a lot of people have now been sending the man that DMX mentioned hate mail. They have also been blaming him for his death and going to him and saying basically, oh, because of you, DMX is dead, and because of you, you're the reason, because you hooked him on drugs and it's your fault. As if, like, even if that situation didn't happen, nobody can say if a person would have later in life got addicted to it, being in an industry where you are the biggest mega superstar, you have a lot of pressures from stardom, and a lot of them can't cope with those pressures and end up doing these things also. Now, that's not to say that the person is right in doing it, but we can't say, like, okay, if that situation didn't happen, then everything would have been peachy clean. Like, that's not how life works. There's a lot of temptations in life, and if you weren't tempted here, there is temptations that can follow you in other areas. And just like you can't say what somebody did or didn't do to help DMX off of drugs, you can't say what somebody did or didn't do to defend themselves when you don't follow them, and when everything that a celebrity does, every single thing does not make the blogs. A lot of people felt like, well, the guy never spoke about it before. I never heard him speak about it before. Just because a blog did not pick something up and you do not follow the person, so you didn't hear him talk about it, does not mean that they never spoke about it before. A lot of you guys are, or I know myself personally, I don't follow Ricky Smiley, and I'm just going to use this as an example. I don't follow Ricky Smiley, and I don't keep up with what he's doing. I'm familiar with him. He is a person who's been on the radio. He's done comedy and things like that. I don't follow him on any social media, but if something happens with him and if it hits the blog, then I'm going to be familiar with it. Well, Ricky Smiley was recently accused of being the cause of his nephew committing suicide. So his sister came forward and said that he was the blame for his nephew to commit suicide and things like that. There's literally no blog that posted it. I didn't see it on the Shade Room, the Neighborhood Talk, Baller Alert. I didn't see it on not one of the blogs, had no idea about it. The only reason I knew about it is because I am a person who is a YouTuber, and one of my subscribers who actually follows him sent it to me. But if they did not send me the videos of Ricky Smiley speaking about it and Ricky Smiley defending himself and Ricky Smiley talking about it, I would have never known about it. I would have never known that his sister accused him. I would have never known about it. So to the people who claim that just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen, is false. Because so much information is fed on the blogs, you think that you know everything because, well, I got all this information. Why wouldn't they share this or that? Well, certain blogs don't share certain things. Take, for instance, certain blogs like the Shade Room, the Neighborhood Talk, they have special celebrities that they cater to, that if a person defends themselves against those celebrities, that they will not pick up the story until after the person responds. And if the person never responds, they never pick it up. For instance, when that girl made those claims about Nicki Minaj, did you see the allegations on the Neighborhood Talk? No. When people made certain claims about Meg Thee Stallion, did you see it reported on the Shade Room? No. They pick and choose what they want to post, catering to certain celebrities. They're not always putting everything out there. So unless you're following the person personally, which I know 100% fact that none of y'all are following Ready Ron, none of y'all been checking for him, you cannot say what a person did or did not do. And that really grinded my gears when I literally told you in the video, he talked about this prior to DMX passing, and people was coming at me sideways telling me what they know for a fact somebody didn't do when it's Google searchable. I didn't even care to do a follow-up on this topic, but because so many people can't do research themselves and so many people tell you stuff is facts that are not facts, like without even verifying information themselves, I am just following up and giving you the facts. This is not trying to convince you. This is not trying to change your mind about something. This video is to give you factual information so you can stop saying what somebody did or didn't do because you were too lazy to verify, because you do not follow that person to know what they did or didn't do, because you rely on the blogs thinking that they are telling you everything when they don't. It's so much stuff that celebrities be doing, backhanded stuff, that I don't even have the time to do videos on because I don't be caring about celebrity stuff all the time. But it's so much stuff that people be calling out celebrities for, stuff that never makes the blogs. Like, you guys be talking so like y'all be talking so boldly, like y'all just know, and y'all just don't know what y'all be talking about. It just really grinds my gears. But anyways, let me get back to the video. Now, when DMX told the story, he told the story and he said that the guy was 30 and he was 14 years old, and the guy pretty much took advantage of him. All right, so this is what DMX originally said.
You know, I just come home from being in these institutions from the age of 7 to 14. You mean, and this guy, Reddy Ron, you mean, he was like an older brother to me. And this guy, Reddy Ron, you mean, he was like an older brother to me. And this guy, Reddy Ron, you mean, he was like an older brother to me. And
I had to put that part on repeat where he specifically said his name, because there was tons and tons of comments of people saying DMX never said his name. DMX said his name. And I'm like, he literally named him by name.
this guy, Reddy Ron, you mean, he was like an older brother to me. And I looked up to him like an older brother, you know what I'm saying? I love this guy like an older brother, you know, I don't have any brothers. But this guy, man, this guy. So he came back with a blunt rolled up. He likes the blunt. Like I said, I was impressed. I don't really smoke, nigga. I later found out that he laced the blunt with crack. How would you do that to a child? Right. And this nigga like 30, you know what I'm saying? And he knew how I looked up to him. Nigga like 30, you know what I'm saying? And he knew how I looked up to him.
Well, the guy came forward to defend himself, and he said that that's not true. That's a lie. That's not what happened. I was not 30, and he was not, you know, it was not a 30-year-old grown man versus young boy situation. Me and DMX were only 3 years apart, and there are certain parts of the story that are incorrect. Well, he came forward and defended himself, and a lot of people started jumping down his throat and saying, oh, why you speaking on it now? Why you speaking on it now? Well, the reason he's speaking on it now because DMX has passed and people are blaming him for his death. And this is not the first time that he's spoken about it. He spoke about it before, prior, when a documentary had came out who also revealed this situation. Okay, so as you see here, this is a YouTube interview that Reddy Ron did well before DMX passed here, and you can search this video yourself and you can see the timestamp for yourself. Well before DMX had passed away, on September 5th, a couple weeks after the Rough Rider Chronicles, where DMX named him by name. He didn't just say somebody laced the blunt. He named him by name, and if you did not hear him name him by name, then you need to go listen again, because he named him by name. A couple weeks after that, he talked about this when DMX was alive. It just did not hit the blogs. And he said at that time how he felt about the situation.
Yeah.
And then my mother passed. And
so you were 13.
Yeah, my mother passed, and I was wilding out. So, you know, my brother was going to school up at SUNY Purchase, which is in White Plains, New York. And he lived in Yonkers.
I heard Yonkers is where it's at.
Yonkers is wild as hell. And that's how I met, you know, Earl Simmons.
Oh, okay.
That's and you know, I'm not even gonna touch the DMX thing. I'm not gonna touch that at all.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of him. I've got nothing bad to say, despite, you know, the 2 interviews that were done on BET and on VH1 that, you know, outright lied on me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, we talking about the dog.
Yeah. I did an interview with BET about, because they just came out with the Chronicles of Rough Riders.
Yeah.
They paid me for 2 pictures, and I made it very clear I do not, you know, want to be a part of any of that bullshit that happened with VH1, where they lied and said I was the one that introduced him to crack cocaine. Happened with VH1, where they lied and said I was the one that introduced him to crack cocaine. Happened with VH1, where they lied and said I was the one that introduced him to crack cocaine. And they gave me they did the full interview, and I told detailed information about, you know, how.
All right. So I'm going to stop him right there, because I played this on my live and people were like, well, he didn't deny giving him crack. He didn't deny. He literally just said that VH1 lied and said that he was the one who introduced him to crack cocaine. So he is saying, if y'all can't comprehend, and this is like you new viewers who wasn't on my live, this ain't to you, but there was a lot of people when I played this the first time, they were like, well, when did he deny it? When did he say that he didn't do it? He still didn't deny it. If you listen, he said when VH1 played it, they lied and said that I introduced him to crack cocaine. He's saying that that was a lie. That is him denying that allegation. I don't understand how people can't comprehend him actually saying he did not do, like, that's him denying it. Like, whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. You know, like, you have every right to believe DMX. You have every right to believe who you want to believe. But to say that the man didn't say something that he literally says out of his mouth is crazy to me. And I understand that people, like I said, they have a lot of idol worship and they worship people because they like them and they're a fan of them. You know, they miss details and they don't hear stuff and they just automatically blinded because they already, you know, they like this person. So it's like, I'm just going to believe this way. They go tone deaf, like they didn't hear when DMX, they went tone deaf when DMX literally said the guy's name. They went tone deaf when he literally said that. And I just wanted to point that out. He literally said that he's denying those allegations. And again, for the people in the back who said so vehemently, he never spoke about this before DMX died, they're going to then say, well, why did he just talk about it last year when DMX has been talking about this, you know, since forever in his music, yada, yada, yada. Again, this guy has been vocal about this. You can go and search articles online. You can go and search videos. It's you being lazy. Just because you didn't see it on a blog, you're assuming that somebody did not deny something. And again, that is not saying that he's telling the truth. That's just saying you can't just vehemently say what somebody did or didn't do when you did not research it. And this video was clearly before DMX died. And for the people that say, well, why did he talk about it in September? This was right after the Chronicles documentary dropped. The Chronicles documentary dropped in August of 2020 at the end. And he spoke about this in the beginning of September and said that what was said in the video was a lie. He also showed Neighborhood Talk receipts of him talking to directors and them contacting him and him denying the allegations. Again, this is just so that you guys have fact-based information. I'm not trying to make you believe one way or another. I just hate when people try to tell me what somebody did or didn't do when they did not even research it for themselves. Now, whether you believe it or not is up to you, because obviously most of y'all gonna just go with what DMX say because that's who you like. You feel like, oh my God, you know, the video is very convincing. He's very genuine, which DMX is a very genuine and real person. However, if he gets a detail wrong about age and he mistakes somebody that's a few years older than him for somebody who is 15 years older than him, then there are other details that can possibly not be all the way fact-based. And again, that's not saying you have to believe one way or another, but that's just saying common sense will tell you if a discrepancy as big as a few year age gap and a 15-year age gap happens, then there could be some lapse in recollection of events. And just because somebody is passionate about something does not mean that they are accurately relaying everything that happened. And you, as a listener, as a viewer, as somebody who is going to say it with your chest of what somebody did or didn't do, you should at least hear what the other person has to say. Before you try to blame somebody for somebody's death, you should at least hear their side. Now, whether you believe it or not is up to you. But as a critical thinking person, as a fair person, you have to listen to both sides. You can't just go off of, oh, well, I like DMX. He seems sincere. He seemed genuine. He wouldn't lie. When DMX clearly, not saying that I'm not calling him a liar, but he clearly recalled the events inaccurately when he clearly stated the guy was 30 and he was only a few years older than him. Then you have the people that say, well, he wasn't 30. I mean, he wasn't 3 years older than him. He's 5 years older than him. Still not a 15-year difference. Still a big discrepancy. Still an inaccurate recollection of events. So you still should be able to listen to both sides, as the information, no matter how genuine you feel it is, was relayed inaccurately in some points.
I did an interview with BET about, because they just came out with the Chronicles of Rough Riders.
Yeah.
They paid me for 2 pictures, and I made it very clear I do not, want to be a part of any of that bullshit that happened with VH1, where they lied and said I was the one that introduced him to crack cocaine. And
Wow.
they gave me they did the full interview, and I told detailed information about, how he was smoking angel dust back then and passed me a dust blunt that got me sick as fuck. But
Damn.
once again, he's one of the most talented artists, and I'm nothing but proud of him. Regardless of the trials and tribulations that he's going through, I'm still very proud of him.
Right.
100%. And I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing but to see people win.
Right.
And I'm glad that he was blessed in the way that he was, despite all the chaos.
So what, you was producing music for him?
Nah.
That was your boy.
That was my boy. He was rapping.
So what's up with your boy Drag On? Drag On was.
All right. So that's him speaking about it before DMX passed away. And now that people are blaming him for DMX's death and saying that it's his fault that DMX is dead, he is now speaking out again because people are now trying to pin a murder on him, saying that he murdered somebody, and he's vehemently saying that is not true.
Ready Ron Beats here. I want to send prayers to DMX's family and hope for a speedy recovery. And all of those people that's been sending me hate mail, I want to thank you too, because that might be the one thing that will push these media companies to finally interview me and hear what really happened. And I really hope that people are smart enough to see that something wasn't right about that whole interview. How was I 30 years old in 1985 and he was 14, and him and I are only 3 years apart? You got to remember, just because somebody is world famous doesn't mean they're always honest. And I've got nothing bad to say about him, but you got to stop lying on me.
Okay, and as I stated prior, when he recorded this video saying you gotta stop lying on me, DMX had not yet passed. Yes, he was in the hospital, but he had not yet passed. And this is when the influx of hate mail started to come his way. Okay, so as you see that, I just wanted to present accurate facts to you guys. A lot of people go off of because they didn't see it, they think that it didn't happen. If I didn't hear about it, it didn't happen. If it didn't make the blogs, it didn't happen. Oh, if I didn't see this person donate to charity, then they didn't donate to charity. But then if said person shows that they donated to charity, oh, why are they showing that they donated to charity? Oh, why are you showing you did a good deed? But then if you didn't see the good deed, then it didn't. The system of people's way of thinking is so contradictory. It's ridiculous. And we gotta normalize people being able to defend themselves. Like, if a person makes an accusation against somebody, we have to normalize them being able to defend themselves against said accusation. We get so caught up into liking these celebrities that we like them to the point where we think that they could do no wrong. And if they make an allegation, a lot of people automatically side with the person that they like and love without even hearing the person out. I've seen a lot of people under my comments like, I don't care, I love DMX, I don't want to hear nothing that he got to say. That's your problem. You don't want to give people a fair shot to even defend themselves, and you automatically want to make them guilty and burn them to the cross without all of the information to form an accurate opinion. That's problematic, and that's wrong in my eyes. And then there's the people who say, well, DMX, people need to just let him rest in peace. But those the same people clicking on the video trying to find all the tea about the situation. Same people putting 100 comments about him, 100 posts about him. And yeah, your post may be positive, but constantly talking about him, whether it's positive or negative, is not really letting him rest in peace. You know, if you want to just let somebody rest in peace and you want to just like want people to just forget about them and not discuss them, don't play his music. Don't put RIP post about them, whether it's positive or negative. If that's the conversation that we're going with, if that's what we're running with, that if somebody pass away, we gotta just shut up about them, then let that be that. Like when they pass away, don't post nothing, don't say nothing, don't play their music, don't like let them rest in peace. Oh, you don't want to do that? Exactly. So the same way that you don't want to do that and you want to say rest in peace and give your well wishes and your condolences, which you have every right to do, I feel like a person who is defending himself from you guys blaming them and saying that they are a murderer, they have the right to defend themselves against said allegation. And I stand on that whether I love a person or not. Somebody in my last video has said, oh, well, you purposely try to have an unpopular opinion. No, I purposely listen to all facts and all sides if there is multiple sides to a story, and then I formulate my opinion based on that. I also purposely consider the time frame in which it happened. I purposely consider the age. If a 6-year-old, like when I hear stories of 6-year-olds getting arrested and going to jail for stupid, frivolous stuff, I consider the age of the individual. So I purposely consider all factors, and I purposely at that point then formulate my opinion. If DMX says that somebody is 30 years old and they were not 30 years old, I'm going to take that into consideration. I'm going to take the facts, whether I like a person or not, into consideration and not just go off of what they say, even if what they said might not have been 100% correct. And I'm going to forever stand on how I feel. You know? And people feel like, oh, well, you know, I'm not going to subscribe and that's why I don't like your blog. And, you know, that's like the biggest insult too. Like if I say something that people don't like the like what they say is, I don't like your blog. Like your blog is this, your blog is that. Like it's not gonna, like you saying that is not gonna make me change my mind. It's not gonna bully me into cowering into my thoughts. It's not gonna make me change how I feel. Like don't like it. Like you saying that you gonna unsubscribe from me is not gonna make me say, oh my God, they're gonna unsubscribe. Like let me not be true to how I feel and let me just, I'm still going to be true to how I feel. And I feel like people should have a fair chance to defend themselves. And even though like there are certain people who I feel are wrong, like I still feel like the judicial system is made a way for a reason. Like for example, when it comes to the Derek Chauvin thing in the George Floyd trial, I think he's guilty as charged. I feel like, you know, you literally murdered that man. Like you literally put your knee on his neck and you murdered him. But I still am a person who feels like he deserves a fair trial. I feel like the judicial system should give people a fair chance to defend themselves. Now, being that he's a cop, will he get a complete fair trial and really get the time that he deserves? And maybe not, but I still feel like, you know, he still has the right to defend himself against allegations made against him. Even though I feel like in my head, I feel like, boy, you guilty as charged. Like you put your knee on that man's neck and you should have been let go and you should have da 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 da. As a human being who if I'm accused, I want to be afforded the same right to defend myself. So I feel like he has the right to a fair trial. You know, like there's some people who feel like, oh, he don't even need to go to trial. Like he just need to get thrown away. Like I don't agree with that. And I feel like he guilty as charged. And I feel like he deserves to do time. But I also feel like he has a right to defend himself. You guys gotta get out of this mindset that because you like a person, like you don't give a person the authority to defend themselves. Like even Candace Owens, I don't agree with a lot of the stuff Candace Owens says. Like, I feel like a lot of the stuff be real Uncle Tommy, real like, you know, trying to stick up for, you know, and make excuses for white people. I feel like a lot of the stuff that she say be problematic. But even though I do not like Candace Owens, there is some stuff that she say where she speak facts. And I'm not going to allow me not liking her cloud the times when she's right about stuff. Like, she has been right about stuff. Like, even though I don't like her, there is certain points that she makes about certain things that I agree with. There's a lot of stuff that I don't agree with. There's a lot of stuff that I feel like, girl, you just tap dancing. But then she comes sometimes with facts. But because people don't like her, they automatically, oh, it's Candace saying it. We're not going to listen. We just going to, like, whatever she says, even if it's facts, we're going to say she's wrong. That's not me. Even if I don't like you, if you say something that's facts, I'm going to be like, well, I don't really fuck with her, but, you know, that's facts. That's how I am. Just like with the King Von situation. I never knew who Quando Rondo was before the King Von situation. I had just gotten into like King Von. I had just started hearing about him a few I think like a month or a couple months or maybe a few weeks, I don't know. But it was well before his death. I had just started to get put on to him, just started to get put onto his music, just started listening to him, and I'm like, okay, I like his style, I like his flavor or whatever. But right is right and wrong is wrong. Like, I'm not, just because I feel like, you know, Queen Von is more likable. He, you know, he got the better hood mentality, or he got the better reputation. I'm not gonna be like, okay, well, he was right in going up and stealing on his boy, and they didn't have a right to defend themselves, especially against somebody who literally says, I catch bodies, I will kill you, and I will shoot you. I'm going to think, if you come and sock me, you're going to, the next step, you're going to shoot me and kill me, because you said that's what you do. You catch ops lacking and you murder them. So I don't think that if he caught somebody lacking and he go up to them and he hit them and he socked them, I'm not going to feel like they wrong for defending themselves, whether if I like the person more or not. And I liked King Von because I didn't even know who Quando Rondo was. But right is right and wrong is wrong. Like, and a lot of people, even though King Von was wrong in going up to that boy, hitting that boy, and how that, you know what I'm saying, they will not hold certain people accountable because they like them. And that's just not how I am. I'm not like that with my mama. I'm not like that with my best friend. I'm not like that with my cousins, my day ones. Like, and I love them. But right is right and wrong is wrong. Like, if you're wrong, you're wrong. And if there is certain things that you said that is inaccurate, then it can be corrected. That's just how I feel. But sorry about my mini rant. It is what it is. I said what I said. I'm not backing down on how I feel. The guy has a right to defend himself. There's a big difference from a 30-year-old person hooking a 14-year-old on drugs, and there's a big difference between a peer, a 17-year-old boy, you know, dibbling, dabbling, and experimenting in a new drug as a teenager with another 14-year-old boy who's also a teenager and his peer, and that they're all running the same circle and doing stuff. Like, I'm not going to, you know, hold it on the same regard, even if it's wrong, and I'm not excusing it, but it's not the same scale and it's not the same level. It's a big difference. And it's not 2021 somebody hooking somebody on crack. It's the 80s when this was new, when this was a new epidemic, and there was a lot of people, your mamas, your aunties, and your uncles was experimenting with it too. Your mamas, your aunties, your uncles, your uncles, like, have conversations with them and ask them the situation where they experimented and how they experimented and how, you know what I'm saying? Like, check on your people. But anyways, that's all for this video. I just wanted to double down on how I felt and speak to how I felt. And if a person feels so much a way about it and they feel like, okay, well, because you standing true on being fair and showing both sides, that I don't want to subscribe to you, it is what it is. Okay? So until next time, I'll see y'all on another video. Make sure you head on over to my website, like, because whether you're mad or not, you can still, spice up your life with some cute PJs. You know what I'm saying? It's vacation time. Stuff is opening up. You might want to get some cute little items when you and your boo go on y'all vacation. Okay? And, be in the game. And that's that on that. And I'll see y'all on the next video.